Hey everyone, so I'm gonna talk about all the interesting encounters and a little bit of ranting I came across when selling my shit on Kijiji, which is similar to Craigslist if you're an American viewer, and I also sell stuff on Facebook Marketplace too, but just for simplicity's sake, I'm just gonna put them all under one category and just call it Kijiji. This is going to be a very long video, so I'm gonna put timestamps in the description below if you want to check out a specific encounter I had. So, let's jump into the stories. I listed a brand new water pitcher filter. This lady, let's call her Grandma Gretchen, wanted me to deliver it to her, which normally I don't deliver to people for many reasons. One reason is the amount of gas it takes to get there, so I'm sort of losing money. And there's those situations when sometimes they don't even show up. But since I was heading down that direction anyways, I thought I killed two birds with one stone. So I get to Grandma Gretchen's apartment, I ring the buzzer, she lets me in, I knock on her suite, she invites me in. Now, I know this is a little crazy, but in the back of my mind, I thought, this little old grandma? Yeah, she is going to kill me somehow. Luckily, I was wrong, hence why I'm here doing this video. I'm still alive. She is the sweetest little old lady. We sit in her living room, we chat for like quite a bit. She talks about her grandchildren. I actually teach her how to e-transfer on her iPad. I teach her how to use a water filter. And then we finish the transaction and then we both leave. She's going to get her laundry downstairs. Now, when we're leaving, I noticed she did not lock her door. Grandma Gretchen, you are way too trusting. Like, I am a good human being, but if I was a bad person, I could have easily took advantage of you. When you were going downstairs to get your laundry, I could have easily ran back in your place, ransacked a bunch of stuff. Grandma Gretchen, in the future, don't let people in your suite. Maybe meet them down in your lobby. Lock your doors. But you are just the sweetest old lady ever. Now, I posted something, it's been too long so I can't remember what it was, but I remember I priced it at $10. A guy, let's call him Angry Andy, messaged me and said, I don't want it for $10, how about $8? Okay, a little bit of a weird number. Usually I don't like dealing with change, I usually like nice crispy bills or e-transfer. So, I decline politely. Keyword, politely. Angry Andy was all like, F you, you f***ing piece of mother f***ing cheap shit. Ironically, that also makes you cheap too, Angry Andy. Like, you also can't afford an extra $2. He must be a delightful person to be friends with, to work with, or just to be around in general. I listed a Pokemon board game, which a teenager kid messaged me right away about it. He didn't have cash, however, but he wanted to put up 5 new PS4 games he had as collateral. So we meet up, we do the swap, and he said, yo, look, if I don't have the money to you by the end of the week, just keep those games. Guess what? Never heard from him again. Since these PS4 games were fairly new, usually when you sell it, you can get pretty close to what someone actually bought it for. So usually a PS4 game is roughly around $80 Canadian. So I could easily sell them for $60 each. And that's exactly what I did, and they got scooped up immediately. I got way more for that board game than I should have gotten. And trust me, that board game was not worth that much. Way back in the day, I cosplayed once at my local anime convention. It was from an anime manga called Prince of Tennis, which is about a boy prodigy of tennis named Echizen Ryoma. Now, when I put the listing up on Kijiji, I remember specifically calling it Echizen Ryoma Prince of Tennis cosplay. A guy, let's call him Silly Samir. He messages me about specific details like the size, and then he comes to pick it up. I assumed he was a cosplayer that watched Prince of Tennis. Cool. I think you might know where this story is going. So, Silly Samir shows up, and he's roughly late 30s, early 40s. We did the exchange. He didn't really talk that much and left. I don't think he had any idea that that was a costume. He probably thought that it was just a really fashionable tennis outfit. So if you ever see silly Samir outside playing tennis, most likely he's in cosplay. Mind you, it's a pretty badass outfit, but it is an anime costume. And if I remember correctly, it does not have very good ventilation. The material was not very breathable walking around the convention. So ladies, I can't imagine the amount of sexual harassment, rude comments you get on a daily basis. So I tried to help my friend sell a few pieces of her clothing. So took pictures of her wearing it, cropped out her head, and threw the listings up on Kijiji. I just get bombarded with comments. All of them from guys, which I'm pretty sure is not the demographic for these women clothing. Almost every single comment is just talking about the body. Like, I don't even understand how that even pops up on your search results if you're not intentionally looking for women's clothing. I could sometimes go into these guys' profiles just to see what kind of douchery they were, and of course, they have girlfriends. What the fuck are you doing? Just creepily messaging all these random women on Kijiji, you pieces of shit. So I made a listing of a bundle of 100 DVDs. First person, let's call her Blind Betty, asked me for a specific DVD. Blind Betty asked for World War Z. You know what, Blind Betty? I will do that favor for you. I will sell you that one DVD. Then she asks, it's a PS4 game, right? Wait. I can get the confusion because there is coincidentally a PS4 game also called World War Z. But seriously, Blind Betty, it takes 2 seconds. Did you even read the title? It specifically says DVD. Nothing anywhere did it say PS4. Nowhere. Nothing. Video games, nothing about it. DVDs only. Movies, TV series, nothing else. A second guy messaged me about these DVDs. Let's call him Gross Gary. Gross Gary asks, do you have any adult movies? Okay, Gross Gary. The post listed all the DVDs. You could have easily checked if your pervy video was in any of those. Instead, did you have to ask me? So I literally just respond, why the fuck would I have that? He responds, because I wanted to watch adult movies. Hee. It probably wouldn't have bothered me that much, except for he just had to add that hee at the end that made it extra pervy. I was also able to check his profile too. Guess what? He has a wife and 2 kids. Yeah, gross, Gary. What really annoys me is when people have problems of how I price my item. Let's call all of them Butthurt Bobs. I can price my things however the fuck I want, Butthurt Bobs. Not sure why it concerns you, why it makes you mad. Are you some sort of vigilante price saving person? Are you butthurt you can't afford it? I always get messages like, you know, you can't sell those at that price, which I usually respond, I've actually sold quite a bit. Then they respond something like, I'm sure you did. Get off, you fucking high horse, Butthurt Bobs. Clearly, you're so much smarter than me that you know how to price things exactly what they're supposed to be. Or maybe you're doing this reverse psychology thing where you're trying to make me think that I'm pricing it too high and then I'm pricing it really low for a price that you wanted. I always get those messages when I'm selling stuff like records, DVDs, CDs. And guess what, Butthurt Bobs? I sold all of them. There's no more. Sold out. Nada. Finished. So this woman, let's call her Presumptuous Patty. She was wanting to buy a board game. It's Saturday, during the day. She messages me, hey, I want to pick up the item. What's your location? I quickly shoot a message of my address, and then I think I was probably hanging out with my friends, so continued doing that. I look at my messages a few hours later. Apparently, Presumptuous Patty drove to my location, waited a ridiculous amount of time, you know, ringing the buzzer, messaging me a lot saying, Where are you? I'm here. And then she left. I felt a little bad, but there was zero indication that she was coming at that very second. It was actually the first time and only time that has ever happened. 100% of the time, no, well I guess thanks to Presumptuous Patty, it's 99% now. 99% of the time, we always agree upon where the location will be, if it's my place or somewhere else, the time, and the date. So that's what you get, Presumptuous Patty. So yeah, those are all my interesting encounters. They aren't too bad. Those are the only ones I could think of off the top of my head. Luckily, I never had a really shady encounter, just very interesting people. And I love how people try to lowball me like at the meetup. Like, we agreed on a price before meeting up. How dare you try to change that? And if the listing says firm, don't try to haggle. It says firm. What do you think that means? Anyways, so many pet peeves. There's actually so many more pet peeves I have. Give this video a like if you agreed with some of the stuff I said, or you just like some of those stories. Hit that bell so you guys are notified when a new video comes out. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.